Okay. Sometimes I'm like, should I just cut my bangs? No, every time I cut them, I hate them. I'm not cutting my bangs. Okay. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a guest star. This is Dolly. Can you put your ears up, please? Okay, you don't have to be in this. I didn't mean to use you for your good looks. Okay. All right, guys, take two. The look that I'm going to be serving you guys today is purple eyeshadow. Fun fact about me, purple eyeshadow was my first eyeshadow color that I ever bought from MAC Cosmetics when I was in 7th grade, and it was called Beautiful Iris. And this is kind of giving me 90s vibes, which I'm very into. The high pony, the pieces in the front. This is going to be a trend that we're going to be seeing a lot of in 2021, so get used to it. Another thing that I want to point out is I changed the shape of my eyeliner today, and I only did end lashes. So I call this eye the Bratz doll look, and a lot of Instagram filters have been messing me up because it gives me this eye shape without eyeliner. So that's not real life. This is real life. I'm gonna give myself a filtered eye without a filter, just with products. So if you wanna find out how to get this look, go grab that purple shadow and meet me right back here. All right, let's begin. Let me bring you guys a little bit closer so you can really see this liner. So I already have a little bit of foundation on. I have a little bit of concealer on, but I'm gonna touch that all up after this. First thing that I'm gonna be using is my Kat Von D Lock-It Whiteout Concealer Cream. And this I'm just gonna apply all over my lid. I'm not painting it on too much. I'm just doing a little bit and then blending it out. Next, I'm gonna be taking the Kat Von D Cake Pencil. This is also whiteout. And I'm gonna apply this right on top of my lid in my crease and bring it out a little bit. Okay, now this part's really important. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my sponge, and if this was a clock, this would be 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, and so on. So what I'm gonna do is take my sponge and measure it on this side. So this is probably around, it's probably around 9:30. So on this side, I'm gonna do the same thing. This just kind of helps me get my shape, where I want to place the liner, how I want to apply the whole shadow. So the palette I'm going to be using for this is a Milani palette. This is the Hyper Pigmented Eye and Face palette. It has kind of all of the colors that you would need for a blue purple eye. I'm just going to be starting out with Melodrama. You would think I would know that one really well. I'm going to use a flat brush. I'm going to dip it in, and then I'm just gonna start applying it, packing this on. So I'm pressing this in to that white color. That's what's gonna give us the most intense pigment. Just give it a little bit more in here. Now, with the flat side of the brush, I'm gonna take that sponge again, and I'm gonna flip the brush. Any way that you hold the brush, wherever the top is where you're gonna deposit the most pigment. So in this case, I want to bring this out. So I'm depositing it here and then letting the brush drop all of the pigment here and then flicking it up. That's what's gonna give it very blown out kind of look. So now this is starting to create the shape of that liner. Just go back and forth, kind of working that purple in and getting it almost like a wash, like a watercolor. The way that I'm gonna apply the liner, this is actually a Laura Geller stick. This is the Plum Gray Coal. I don't know if they make this anymore, but there are definitely products on the market that are similar. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start in the corners. Because this is a creamy pencil, this is just gonna set as a base for where I wanna apply the shadow on top. Then with a really tiny eyeliner brush, I'm gonna press that liner in, and I wanna keep it really thin on the inside. I don't actually wanna start bringing it up till after, outside of my pupils, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go back in with this. All right, now we're gonna match this eye. I'm gonna start pulling it out. And this comes to right kind of where my eyebrows end. Now this takes a lot of building, so we're gonna go slow. So I'm gonna grab my Norvina palette and I'm gonna start mixing these two purple colors on the bottom. And I'm gonna go right over the line that I already made. And I like to clean it up as I go. So I'm gonna go back with this again. I'm just gonna rub my brush right against it. And I'm just continuing to work it in. Dipping back in the other colors. Okay, so we have a nice little wing starting to be created. I'm gonna go back to my Milani palette, and this top color here is called Past Curfew. This is like a blue with a purple reflex. So I'm gonna use that same brush, and I'm gonna just start going over the purple that I did before. What I'm gonna do is take my Kat Von D Lock-It spray. So it's almost a little bit damp, but I'm not exactly wetting it. And the eyeshadow just sticks and kind of starts to create a liner. Alright, so they're pretty even. This one is a little bit more swooped. It needs to come a little bit thicker on that side, so. You see how almond my eye shape is, especially if I was like wearing my hair done like this? I feel like I look like a Bratz doll. My favorite kind of look. Alright, let's do some mascara. And I'm mostly doing the mascara on the insides. And this is just my preference because I have very curly lashes, so it's hard to get a lash on if I have too much mascara. So I'm gonna be applying my lashes on the outer corners. These lashes are just the Ardell Demis, and I just cut off the ends. Okay, so after my shadow's on, I'm just gonna go back into the Milani palette, and I'm gonna grab this color called Heavy Petal, which is a pink. It's over in the crease, a little bit on the inner corners, just to kind of blend that purple a little bit. All right, now we're just gonna clean up underneath. Skin. For my contour today, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Beach Stick. Concealer also really helps when you're applying it, especially if you bring it out a little bit further. It's really going to help to kind of elongate that eye and give a very sexy look. So now I'm going to contour a little bit more. I'm going to use this Morphe contour palette. So for my powder, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury. This is number 2 in the powder. And I'm just going to go under my eyes. This is the same brush I use for my foundation. And I'm just kind of pressing it in, getting out any shine on the inside. Blush, I'm going to do blush before I do my all over bronzer. This is the Natasha Denona Bloom highlighting blush. This blush is gorgeous. It's peach with like a reflex gold. It's a little bit like Orgasm, just I think a little bit more orangey. So much pigment to it, so pretty. But because there's a lot of pigment, you want to go really soft. I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer, and I'm just going to do this all over. For the insides of my eye, I'm just going to take the lightest color from the Milani palette. I'm just going to give myself a little, and take the lighter purple. I could do a white on the inside, but I don't think I want to. Okay, bottom mascara. For my lip liner, Kevyn Aucoin, shade number 2. And for my lipstick, I'm going to be using Tom Ford in Abigail. Oh my god, anything moisturizing like feels good on me right now. Any final touches? Yes, always. I want to make this just a little bit brighter in there. I'm going to go with the purple. Alright, I'm done. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go cook my husband dinner because tomorrow is our 1-year anniversary. I cannot believe a whole year has passed. It feels like a year full of nothing. But yeah, tonight's my night, and then tomorrow he's gonna take me to dinner. So maybe I'll do a get ready with me so you guys can see how I did my makeup on my anniversary date night. We'll see. Okay, so if you guys like what you see, don't forget to give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.